over 20 years, the Schaumburg Garden Club has helped its members share and grow their knowledge and experience of plant culture and care. Here now to talk about the club is Club President David Krein and Board President Donna Johnson. Welcome. Well, tell us about the Garden Club. What do you guys do?
Well, we do meet once a month at Spring Valley on the second Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. We have a guest speaker, talks to us about things of interest to as many members as we can possibly get. We have a great program committee to put that together. We have a couple of garden walks, a spring and a summer, so we can see how the gardens change over the course of the year. And we have some fundraisers. We like to support Spring Valley Nature Center, which has been wonderful with us, as well as the school district, District 54, and when asked, even District 211. So we do fundraisers in order to get money to help them out with programs that in turn teach the kids about gardening, about nature.
How many members, Donna?
Oh, we're over 100.
Well, not yet. We're at 96 today, but we're in the process of renewing right now, and reminders went out to the 22 who hadn't renewed yet this year. So we had 122 last year, and we hope to reach that again this year.
What does it cost to become a member? What kind of club dues do you have?
$20 for an individual. For a couple, it's $30.
Okay. How'd you get involved, Donna?
Oh, let me see. I happened to see a little article in the paper, gee whiz, I want to say 17 years ago, and it said for information on garden activities, call the Schaumburg Garden Club, and I happened to call the number, and happened to be the Bruckner's home. They were presidents at the time, and told me about the club, and I thought, gee, sounds really interesting.
Do you have a garden by yourself at home?
Do I have a garden? Yeah. Oh my yes. Oh my yes.
Well, tell me about that garden.
Well, tell you about the garden. Basically, I think my husband takes 10 minutes to cut the lawn. It's reached that point because we're on a typical Campanelli quarter-acre lot, and the whole yard is pretty much garden. I love native plants. We put in a pond bordered with all types of natives.
How big a pond do you have?
Ooh, I think it's only 800 gallons, so it's not really big, but it's a nice long stream. So we're using an unusable side yard.
Okay.
It has this pond.
So it's like a water garden then, isn't it?
Oh yes, yes, it's wonderful. So we put a little sidewalk there, and there's plants on either side. And
you have water lilies and aquatic plants in there?
Oh yes, there's some water lilies.
You have koi?
No, not koi, just goldfish.
Oh yeah, feed her goldfish and then.
Yes, exactly. Well, if they make it through the winter, they
do. Batches, yeah. I imagine once in a while they get to the winter too, don't they?
Oh yes, quite often they do. Unfortunately, what sometimes happens is you baby them, and all winter long you give them the little heater to keep the ice open, and in the spring they perish.
Oh.
And they actually will get that big. And I come to find out that what they need is oxygen in the water.
We might have to have a garden water club interview here. So tell us about your garden.
My garden's about 10 years old. We moved into a new house for us, and luckily nothing was done in the yard. And my wife and I both like flowers. We both like gardening, and we did some initial things of putting in large trees and some small flowers. And we didn't know what else to do. And I don't remember who it was, but somebody who was a member told us about the Schaumburg Garden Club. And we have a ability, we go to as a guest, so somebody can come as a guest. We went and listened to a couple of meetings in a row, met Donna, got to start asking questions about, here's what we like, what can we do? And we joined shortly thereafter.
Now you've got an event coming up, haven't you?
Yes, we do. We have our biggest fundraiser coming up, and this lady is the chairperson.
Well, let's take a look. I think we have a clip here.
Oh, good. Let's see. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a swamp marshmallow. It's a new plant for this year.
A swamp marshmallow?
Yeah, marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, mallow.
And this is actually called sweet spire. It's a spirea.
Okay.
Oh, and this is one of the peonies from Spring Valley.
Okay.
One of the heirloom peonies.
A Redeker peony.
Yes. Oh, and then this is a little white aster. This is so pretty.
Is this a spring plant?
Yes. Early summer. Early summer,
Well, you certainly know your flowers, Don.
Oh, yes.
She is a master gardener. We have, in fact, in addition to Donna, 4 or 5 other master gardeners in the club.
Now, how does one become a master gardener?
I'll let her explain that.
Let me see. You have to. You are interviewed. Now they're rather stringent on accepting people for the program.
Well, who registers you? I mean, you say is there a Master Garden organization?
Yes. As a matter of fact, the North Cook meets over at Friendship Park Conservatory, and basically they interview you to make sure that you're going to follow all the parameters that they lay out, and you go through, I want to say it was about 70 hours of classroom time, and then you have to donate 90 hours of community service.
Now you have a native plant sale coming up, don't you?
That's
yes.
Tell us about that.
Oh, okay. Well, the native plant sale, this is actually a mock-up of the order form that for 2010.
Okay.
What we do is we have well over 100 different native plants, and we do include a few select non-natives. It's always the first Sunday in May, which is going to be May the 2nd. That's from 10 to 2 over at Spring Valley Nature Center. Okay. And those few plants that you were showing here on the screen before, those are actually seen, you can see that on our website, which is schaumburggardenclub.com.
Okay.
And you can actually go on that site and you can view all the plants that are available at the sale. All right. I say every single one with a description.
Now, if somebody wanted to join the garden club, what would they do? I mean, would they contact one of you or come to a meeting?
There's a couple of ways. They could contact one of us. They can send an email to our Schaumburg scggarden.com at yahoo.com and ask for a form. We have them at the meetings. I almost prefer that someone come to a meeting and see that what we're having.
Okay, I want to come to a meeting. All right, now, what day, what night, what
Second
time?
Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
7 o'clock.
Okay.
Come a little early.
All
We
right.
always have some treats. You can stand around, talk to some people, meet some people. We actually don't start probably, when do I get it started? About 7:10?
About 7:10.
About 7:10. We have a very small, short business meeting, talk about upcoming events for the club, and then we have a guest speaker.
It's at the Nature Center.
At Spring
Valley
Valley.
Nature Center. It's on Schaumburg Road.
Yes,
right?
1111 East Schaumburg Road.
Okay, all right. And in one of the meeting rooms at the...
Yes.
Okay. And you have a treat.
We have treats.
Okay, all right.
People, the members bring something for people.
Now, you said you had
attend.
over 100 members. How many of those 100 are really active members?
Active. We have had as few as 45 at a meeting recently, and we have had as high as 88 at a meeting. So if you count meetings, then depending on the event that's coming up at the native plant sale, how many people do you think worked on it? Probably.
The volunteer, usually about 40, 45 people.
Well, I really appreciate you guys being here. Yeah. I've learned something. I've learned a little bit about outdoor ponds. I know one of our technicians here, our technician supervisor, he's got a title, I can't think of it. He's got a water pond as well. And I've got a little cheap tank that Ellsworth Mike gave me, and I keep goldfish in there too. So, but thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Where can you take a helicopter ride, eat at an award-winning restaurant, and learn how to fly all at the same time? Well, it's right here in Schaumburg, and we'll talk about that next on Speaking of Schaumburg.